There is widespread consensus on the issue of terrorism. There is widespread consensus. Only the future can tell. We have laid out some red lines. We've said that there cannot be terrorism and talk simultaneously. Operation Sindoor has not come to an end. Operation Sindoor has been suspended. Therefore, it can be activated again if there was need to do so. In defending the country, in organizing the country against terrorism, etc., there is no difference of opinion. I mean, whether somebody says it or not, there is no difference of opinion. Whatever our presentations have been made will certainly impact upon the manner in which they participate in the multilateral fora in the future.
What is your takeaway from these visits? Did we able to convey our point of view to these countries, sir?
I think on a balance it can be said that we've had a high level of success. Most certainly our point of view was conveyed and heard very seriously. And one can safely say that there is widespread consensus on the issue of terrorism. There is widespread consensus. And most countries, in fact, had already communicated to the government of India the condolence and their sense of abhorrence at the nature of the crime that had been committed. So we were really resonating that, we were underscoring the same thing, and there wasn't any difficulty. The problems for everyone is that when they have to talk about the next steps that are to be taken. Now the next steps we haven't taken ourselves because they're in the pipeline, as it were. It depends a lot on what responses we get from Pakistan. We've communicated in one way or another. We did it through action, military action, what is described as kinetic action. We did it through whatever decisions we took as far as the Indus Water Treaty is concerned. They also reciprocated in a similar manner as far as the similar agreement is concerned, etc. Now, what happens with all these, only the future can tell. We have laid out some red lines. We've said that there cannot be terrorism and talk simultaneously. It can't be at the same time. Now, if that is so, it's very clear some cogent evidence of stopping support to terrorism has to be there. Now, how that will happen, how it will manifest itself, is a little bit early to say. It really depends on how the government and other concerned agencies will respond and what steps they will take. You can't have a stalemate indefinitely. Obviously, you can't have a stalemate indefinitely. Something has to happen. Now, what will happen is still to be seen. As far as the stated policy is concerned, the stated policy is that the Operation Sindoor has not come to an end. Operation Sindoor has been suspended. Therefore, it can be activated again if there was need to do so, etc., etc. But that's the only statement that has come about future steps. So we need to wait for future steps. And when those future steps are known to these countries and other countries across the globe, they will be able to make up their mind. They have to look at their local population, reactions, responses, implications for local population, for their own political outlook, their relations with the international world. So all those things they will factor in. But I think this is work in progress, and we will know in due course. I hope that we have laid the ground for whatever needs to be done in times to come.
So when you were dealing with these officials, foreign officials and the stakeholders everywhere, there were certain voices in India also that were pointing out that how can you support the government. Dealing with foreign voices and the voices at home, so was it difficult for you?
No, I see. It's difficult for a novice. It's not difficult for somebody who's been in the business for a long time. But it is disconcerting because we are not here on our own. We are here because our political parties have stamped the approval and have decided to send us here. They would have thought about implications and so on. Should you go? Should you not go? Etc. Etc. But once we come here internationally, we have to speak one single language. Are there areas of convergence or areas of agreement that you emphasize? So there is no problem. If there is an agreement now, you can't say that there is zero agreement between opposition and the government, because in defending the country, in organizing the country against terrorism, etc., there is no difference of opinion. I mean, whether somebody says it or not, there is no difference of opinion. But if there are on some possible dimensions difference of opinion, which are voiced and should be voiced, but they are voiced within the Indian system. Nobody calls up people abroad to say that, look, we disagree and you also help us disagree, etc. Nobody does that. So therefore, it doesn't really become an impediment, but it creates a little bit of a drag. You know, you like to do things which are universally appreciated, but if people start arguing about what you're doing, then it becomes a little bit of a drag. But those of us who are experienced in doing these things, we are not in a sense distracted by it. It's a little, maybe it's a little distressing, but it doesn't distract. Particularly if what is being said at home has nothing to do with what we are doing here.
Yes.
We can't make policies here. We can't change history here. We can't change political ideologies here. All of us preserve them to the extent, and I hope that the government also understands this, that each one of us has to get back to our respective political parties, and we have to obviously do what our political parties would like us to do. And I don't believe that in the manner in which we've handled things, that there would be any contradiction or any departure from what we have done. So you don't have to go back and say, I'm sorry I did this, I'm sorry I should not have done that. This is an area on which there is convergence, and I believe that convergence is good for the country because, as I have said again and again, it's the country first and the country that matters, which is the attitude of everybody, whoever is at home or here anyway. That has to be the. If that is not the attitude, I'm very sorry. I don't know what to say about them.
Sir, the countries which were selected, they were selected very carefully, sir. Some are the members of several multilateral forums, sir. Be it Japan, South Korea, we see Indonesia and Malaysia the member of OIC, sir. So, do you think we will have a support in multilateral forum going forward, sir, after this visit, sir?
You can't just assume that it will happen,
Yeah.
but I can say with complete certainty that whatever we have said, and our presentations were very laborious, and they were well-informed presentations. So whatever our presentations have been made will certainly impact upon the manner in which they participate in the multilateral fora in the future. Undoubtedly. It is clear from their reactions, it was clear from their responses, etc., that these are additional inputs that would be very helpful to them. And because this will be coming from all over the world, we are giving inputs to people who are from here, from this part, and are members of the OIC. There are people who have gone to West Asia, who are giving inputs to those who are at the core of the OIC, etc. And I'm sure when all that is put together, there will definitely be an impact. And that, I believe, was the purpose for our coming abroad.
So, being a former diplomat, and sir, how do you think it is going to serve us in future, sir?
How will it do what?
is going to serve, or these visits are going to serve?
Well, I see. There is always two views. Some people think that these visits are uncalled for, unnecessary, but government of the day applies its mind, and it feels that it's important to send people to add to the good work that's being done, outstanding work that's being done by the diplomatic corps. Much of what we achieve is based on the work that the diplomatic corps has done, our ambassadors and high commissioners have done. I mean, if we pat ourselves on the back and say we've done everything, that would be completely wrong. They've done a lot of work, but to put a fresh face and a fresh phrase to something that is already been hammered home repeatedly, that adds a little dimension, and I think that's the purpose for sending people. Many countries don't do what we have done. Many countries do something similar that we have done. So let us just hope that this was a decision that will, in the end, bring something to be happy about, and something that will add to the purpose of making India strong and making India more comfortable in the world.